Yo, my people, what is cracking? So today's the day I'm headed back down to Antarctica. I'm just here at home in the Finger Lakes. You can see there's a bunch of snow on the ground. And yeah, I thought I would do a little bit kind of like a multi-part series of what it takes to get from the Finger Lakes to Antarctica, which will be kind of an interesting second part series to what it takes to get back from Antarctica. But anyways, there's obviously multiple steps involved, and I'm gonna kind of take you along the journey. First thing is getting down to New York City, down one of the big airport hubs, and then an overnight flight down to South America. I'm actually gonna be in Buenos Aires for a couple of nights, doing a couple of random things like going to get my annual teeth checkup, and then also getting some of our guests sorted out as kind of a pre-trip representative. And obviously I'll have a slightly better uniform on at that point. But yeah, and then eventually charter flight down to Ushuaia, boarding the National Geographic Endurance, sailing across the Drake Passage, and then on to Antarctica. So anyways, I hope this will be kind of an interesting little series. Again, my attempt at doing some kind of longer form content, rather than just the kind of yo shorts, which I'm still going to be doing along the way, so don't worry. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hope you enjoy it, and let's just get it started. All right, so we made it to the Ithaca airport. Just got dropped off here in my taxi. You can see over here I got my big pile of luggage, and some snow is melting off the top of this overhang. And in general, I try to fly out of Ithaca because it's just a small airport not too far from my home, and pretty easy connections to JFK, down to Washington Dulles, and also formerly Charlotte and other places like Newark. And so anyways, gonna go push my pile of luggage, get checked in, and then continue on the journey. Okay, this might be kind of hard to do with one hand. Well, just got in here to the Ithaca airport. Pretty chill afternoon, and there actually isn't anyone at the check-in counter, so hopefully somebody will show up soon and we'll get all checked in and ready to go. Live plant wall, which is pretty cool. And then up at the top, this old airplane. Go see if we've got a plane here. Hi, how's it going?
Good.
All right, so just made it to JFK. Just a big human sea here, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I got like a 5 or 6 hour layover here, so should be no big deal. It was interesting flight coming down. Got a couple of nice views out the window, which is always kind of fun. And yeah, snowy landscape, and then coming over Long Island. It's always a good view of some wetlands. Even did a little bit of birding out the window, which is kind of fun. And probably gonna spend the next couple of hours just walking around, trying to get some steps in, and maybe do a little bit of stretching to try to kind of get ready for the long overnight flight. And yeah, stoked. And you may remember from my other videos that I love looking at the departure boards. So I spent some time looking at those, see if I can find my flight. Still a little early. I don't think it's up there, but either way, it's just kind of fun looking at the departure board, seeing where the planes are going and what's happening. And yeah, caught a couple of sort of winter landscapes out the window, which was kind of fun. Also got a little bit of views of the wetlands surrounding Long Island as we came in for the landing, so that was kind of fun. And now just doing a little bit of plane spotting, walking around the airport, getting some steps in. I got to catch up on my daily stretching routine, which is didn't really happen this morning because I was a little bit rushed. And yeah, just get some steps in, get ready for the long flight tonight. This airport, I think I've walked through probably more than many other of the local nature trails around where I live in Ithaca, but just spent a lot of time here in Terminal 4. It's almost like a familiar place. I can note when they start making any changes to the restaurants or anything like that. So yeah, see how this little layover game goes, and should be pretty straightforward. I'll be here until the nighttime, and then I think a 10-hour flight down to Buenos Aires. All right, so I guess working as a natural history guide and as a naturalist in general, you start noticing things around the world. And one of the things is I spent a lot of time in this JFK airport. I noticed that this 5 boroughs food hall has been way improved. You can see they put in a couple of false little trees and a couple of like picnic style benches, which is pretty interesting. It used to just be a total disaster, and now it's sprucing up pretty well. The restaurants themselves haven't opened, you can see. They've kind of done a little bit of rebranding here. There's a bit of construction. It'll be interesting to see what it's like when it kind of reopens. Some of you may remember from my last video, I have this kind of thing about JFK and their restaurants. This is the 5 borough food hall, and it's just kind of being rebuilt. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like when it's done, and what kind of restaurants and kind of ambiance is there. All right, so I've decided to just take a little break from Terminal 4. Actually going to go outside of security and head down to the TSA hotel, or perhaps another terminal, just kind of get some more leg stretching in. I've got 7 more hours until my connecting flight to Buenos Aires anyways, so.
We are arriving on track 1 at Terminal 5. Stop. Look around and please take all your belongings. It is forbidden under national law for you to use vending cards to airplane stations or waiting.
All right, so it didn't take too long, but I got over here to the TSA hotel. I'm just kind of gonna hang out in the lobby for the next couple hours. My flight is actually delayed a little bit, which is not super great, but you can see this black mirror window building behind me. That's the hotel where I've actually stayed before when I had a longer layover. I'm just taking a walk across this kind of fake tarmac here, and I'm gonna go check out this little plane, which is always kind of fun. I don't know if it's open anymore, but it's still kind of a fun thing to do. And yeah, just kind of hang out here in the lobby, maybe grab a snack or something to eat, and yeah, see what develops with this flight. So far it's only about an hour delay, so I guess I'm optimistic it'll all just kind of work out. And yeah, here, let's take a look at this plane behind me. It's pretty cool. Old TWA plane. I've been meaning to learn a little bit more about aviation in general, because I obviously spent a lot of time in planes and around airports and stuff, and it's something that's always interested me, so perhaps this will be a catalyst. But yeah, either pretty cool either way. Stoked to always come and check this out. It's not far from Terminal 4. It's kind of nice to get out of that little bubble, even if it does mean going back through security. I have the like TSA pre-check, which in Terminal 4 doesn't really help that much, to be honest. It's just kind of a formality, but yeah, either way, standing in a line for a little bit's no big deal. This is kind of weird, low hanging tunnel here. Yeah, I don't know if I've been around this front side before, so I just have to see if I can get back into this joint. Anyways, I won't take you on my getting lost tour of the TWA hotel. All right, well, definitely a highlight of this afternoon was checking out the inside of this old TWA plane. They've got it converted as like kind of like a cocktail area, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you can see, pretty neat experience. Glad that nobody stole my Pelican while I was in here for a couple minutes, just kind of checking it out. Looks like people were enjoying some drinks. I didn't really want to bother them with my little vlog here, but it was still pretty cool either way to check it out. And I'll definitely be back. All right, so just made it back through security here, back to Terminal 4, and discovered a new place to go walking around. There's always something new to discover around here. This honestly feels like a giant, just like big adult scavenger hunt sometimes, these airports. But let's get an aerial view of that area I was telling you about before. See all those trees lit up, these nice little benches. It's gotten substantially better. The 5-borough food hall. But this is the first time I've seen this from above. There's the Delta 1 Lounge, which is a place I'll probably never end up. But either way, it could be kind of fun. Maybe if I could end up doing a lot more flying at some point, then maybe that'll be part of my existence, but I kind of doubt it. I sort of don't want to end up doing more flying than I'm already doing, which is obviously pretty bad for the world. But yeah, anyways, just stretching my legs here. Found a new runway of sorts, and we'll keep you posted. All right, so I just made it to Buenos Aires. Nice sunny day, looks warm outside. It was a pretty not full flight. It was 70% full, and I had like 4 seats to myself, so I just kind of splayed out. Actually got a pretty decent amount of sleep, which is rare for me on airplanes. So stoked on that. We'll go get in the immigration line up here, which is typically quite a big one. And see if my bags arrived, and then shuttle over to the hotel. All right, so we made it to Buenos Aires. Kind of bright sort of shopping mall environment here in the arrival area. Just gonna go run use the bathroom real quick before heading in our taxi. Alright, so we made it to Buenos Aires here at the Alvear Art Hotel. Pretty nice little place. It's kind of like a rooftop pool. You can see some of the city around me. Nice day, puffy clouds. Stoked, yo! Alright, finally made it into our hotel here. We're going to be staged here for a couple of nights, getting ready for our trip down to Ushuaia. You can see it's a pretty nice place. Just take you on a little tour of the hotel room. And yeah, looking forward to getting out and exploring around a little bit of Buenos Aires. I got some free time this afternoon, just kind of recover from the red-eye flight and get ready for a work day tomorrow. Stoke! Yo, my people, what is cracking? Just another day here in Buenos Aires, doing a little bit of work here, getting things ready. You may notice I got a haircut, which is pretty nice. There's a little barber salon in this place that I typically stay in, and got my haircut there a couple years ago, which was fun. The guys there are all from Venezuela. It's kind of interesting talking to them a couple years ago and talking to them today and kind of seeing what's going on in their lives. But yeah, they did a pretty good job. I'm happy with it. And yeah, it should be a good time now. I decided not to tackle the beard, which is a whole other game. Anyways, still nice weather today. Had a couple of nice meals with my colleagues, and tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're getting ready to take our charter flight down to Ushuaia, which I think is about like 3.5-hour flight, and boarding the Nat Geo Endurance. Yo, let's go!
This is insane.
This is like Las Vegas.
Somewhere up there, like the trees all painted.
Yo, my people, what's cracking? So it's bright o'clock here. You can see out the window here at the hotel in Buenos Aires. Sun's coming up. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and we're about to head to the airport for our charter flight. Just making sure I don't leave anything in the hotel room, particularly my passport or wallet or anything like that. Obviously not leaving my phone because, well, my phone is here filming this. But yeah, looking forward to heading down south. This is obviously a multi-stage journey, but it should be good. Got 147 guests with us on this charter flight, and yeah, looking forward to getting down to Ushuaia and eventually down to Antarctica. Let's go, yo! Well, here's all of our luggage going to Antarctica. Well, first to Ushuaia. There's a whole pile of it.
Yeah, do you guys want Laura from another question?
Yeah. The hotel manager? Yeah. Yo, my people, what's cracking? Just made it down to Ushuaia. Just did a little quick check of the plane, make sure nobody left anything on our charter flight. This has been Aerolíneas Argentinas flight, and runs pretty smoothly. In the beginning there was a little bit of turbulence, but then it kind of calmed out. And anyways, we're about to jump on a bus, get on a catamaran, and eventually to the ship a little bit later. All right, so just here at the airport in Ushuaia, Argentina, you can see these huge mountains of Tierra del Fuego behind me. And looking back at the kind of arrivals area at this airport, it's quite an interesting one. One I've spent many time waiting for delayed flights, but I kind of like the architecture here. You can see a couple of folks on a mega, probably transcontinental motorbike rally. But yeah, I've always thought this was kind of a fun little introduction to an Antarctica trip if you're headed down there, or just in general checking out Tierra del Fuego. Pretty dramatic scenery just seen right here from the airport, and yeah, getting stoked, yo, let's go.
This water is the water of the Beagle Channel, and in front of us, all these islands you see two islands. One with the peak is more high. You read about from all this area, land of the fire. Land is tierra in Spanish, and fire is.
All right, so finally back out here in nature. Had a quick kind of blast from the port area and the airport right out here to the national park here in Tierra del Fuego. And about to board this little catamaran boat for a little tour around before we're heading over to the Nat Geo Endurance. Pretty nice day here. A couple of caracaras flying around, a couple of geese as well, and a little light breeze. Sun's kind of teasing to come out, but definitely not windy yet. So let's see how the day progresses. Hola.
Hola, bienvenidos.
Gracias.
¿Qué tal?
Oh yeah. All right, so we're here now on the Ushuaia Explorer. This is the second deck, and you can see everybody's downstairs having lunch, so it's pretty empty as of now. I just got my camera ready, head out to the outer deck and get some photos of the birds that are flying around us. And yeah, this is kind of the last step before boarding the National Geographic Endurance and heading to Antarctica. Yo, my people, what's cracking? Well, we made it to Antarctica. We're down here in Marguerite Bay, about 69 or 68 degrees south. You can see all the icebergs around me. We've finished our crossing of the Southern Ocean and we are now hanging out here for the next couple days in Marguerite Bay. Should be pretty good. Getting stoked, yo! All right, so just starting the shuttling process of bringing everybody to shore this morning. Stonington Island here in Marguerite Bay, getting stoked, yo. Just out here driving a Zod. Pretty short shuttle, pretty mellow conditions, almost no wind. The stoke parade, yo. Yo, my people, what's cracking? Just made it down to George VI Sound. You can see behind me there's this wonderful reflection. We are at nearly 70 degrees south. This is the farthest south I've ever been in Antarctica. We're at about 69.9 degrees south. And we're out here on the ice edge. Behind me, there is some remnants of fast ice. I'm here on the bow of the National Geographic Endurance. And on that fast ice, we've seen over 100 seals already this morning. A couple of tall penguins that are most likely emperor penguins, but a little hard to see from a distance. And it's just kind of a vast wilderness of fast ice out there. A little hard to see with the camera, but we're gonna go explore around, see what we can find, and the stoke is in, yo. Big stoke energy flowing. Yeah. All right, folks, so this morning we're here near the gullet in Antarctica. We're about 67 degrees south. And, well, I hope you've enjoyed this little journey following me from my home in the Finger Lakes down here to work on the National Geographic Endurance in Antarctica. And hoping that you like and subscribe. I know it's kind of ridiculous to say that, but it is part of the game here on the tube. And I hope you enjoy future videos. And leave a comment if you found this to be interesting. Let's go, yo! right, so just out here today doing a little bit of boat driving here in Antarctic Sound. This is a place called Brown Bluff on the Tabarin Peninsula. This is part of Bramland. And this is a place where there's a really interesting geological formation. This is a subglacial volcanic eruption, which is called a tuya, and it develops this compacted ash substrate, which is like a volcanic tuff. And it's a great place to come look for birds. There's a colony of Adélie penguins here, which is very numerous, perhaps as many as 10 to 20,000 individual birds. And it's also a good place to come look for seabirds. There's a small little imperial shag colony, a whole bunch of Wilson storm petrels flying around. We've got southern giant petrels as well. And over near the glacier face, we spotted about 50 pintado petrels, which was kind of a nice little surprise. Of course, the usual suspects, kelp gulls and brown skuas flying around. But it's been a pretty nice morning. We're also able to see a couple of snowy sheathbills on shore. And overall, just stoking. Light winds, actually basically no wind. We've got a falling tide, which has made the boat driving a little bit tricky. It's falling about 7 feet today over the course of the morning, but either way, just getting stoked, yo. Big Antarctic Sound stoke. This is the first time I've been here this season, and it's definitely a favorite place to come. The dramatic scenery and the sort of interesting intersection between biology and geology, and especially on a perfect day like this, getting stoked, yo. Very large. All right, so we're here on Danko Island today. You can see we're kind of in the middle of a Gentoo penguin colony. They're kind of all around the shoreline here. Beautiful day, blue skies, zero wind. You can see the sun behind me as well. And it's late season now, so some of the snow has melted off. Penguins are growing up, almost getting rid of their down feathers and molting into their adult plumage. And yeah, it's been fun to watch them along the shoreline and amongst these big pieces of ice, just kind of coming and going from the colony. The marine refrigerator, which is the ocean. And yeah, I've been to this place many times before, but it's been a while, maybe 5 or 6 years. And just awesome to be here again on such a beautiful windless day. Seeing the intersection of geology and biology and just getting stoked, yo, let's go. All right, so we're here in the Argentine islands on a pretty much a picture perfect day. You can see some parts of our group up there on the snowfield. Just out here in Azad, doing a little bit of exploration from the waterline, shuttling around. We have visited Vernadsky base today, the Ukrainian research station, and also behind me you can see Wordy House. So lots of kind of historic things going on. There's actually a kelp gull behind me. See up on the snow there. And yeah, overall just a great day. We just made it across the Southern Ocean in kind of record time. Just the day before yesterday we were in Ushuaia, so it only took us about a day to get across. We had about 6-meter swells along the way, but the Nat Geo Endurance handled it like a champ, and we did great. So here we are back in Antarctica, exploring around, getting stoked. And yeah, just enjoying this wonderful weather, zero wind and blue skies, getting stoked, yo, let's go.
Right now, we're going to be on Antarctica. Right, okay. So, while everybody's ready, everybody's going to land, let's go set up the landing site. We'll take all of the codes, you can mark the route up.
All right, so today we're here in a place called Dog's Leg Fjord, which is in Marguerite Bay, kind of one of the back fjord lands. Marguerite Bay, you can see it's just like pretty much a picture perfect day here. We've got the snowflakes falling. There's some recent snow falling up on the mountains around me. Zero wind. And yeah, just out here in the Zodiac, doing a little bit of patrolling around, making sure everybody's doing all right, and just out here as a resource in case anything goes wrong. pretty sweet little moment in time. We've just been kind of weathering a relatively rowdy storm, one that brought 60 knot winds, and it's kind of nice to find these little pockets that are much more protected. You can see the Nat Geo Endurance behind me. You can see a couple of our Zodiacs in the water, and yeah, it's just a beautiful morning here. Getting pretty stoked. Yo, let's go skis. That's right. Yeah, that is a good point. All right, so we just got back to Ushuaia. You can see there's a wonderful sunrise behind us. Today is one of those turnaround days where we're gonna be moving a lot of luggage, getting everybody ready to go, and welcoming the new guests aboard here on the National Geographic Endurance. And it's becoming to be the end of the season here. You can see actually got quite a bit of a sunrise vibe going on. It's only about 6 o'clock in the morning, and as the season progresses, we're starting to get more darkness. Looks like a day so far without any wind. Yesterday we came in here, there were 70 knots of wind just tearing through the Beagle Channel, and today is pretty much zero wind so far. See how the rest of the day goes. Looking forward to it. I enjoy these days, even though they're kind of busy. It's fun to step foot in South America again, and even for a brief bit. Stoke! Well, just walking down the gangway here in Ushuaia. It's kind of a neat little experience to be on land after a couple days at sea, crossing the Southern Ocean, the Drake Passage. You can see the Nat Geo Endurance behind me, and relatively calm conditions today at the port. You can see this whole side of the port is basically empty. Last time I was here, I think there were 21 ships, which is just absolutely nuts. But yep, back on land. And just gonna go for a little walk around. You can see it's still a pretty busy day here. Taking on provisions through the side door there. And yeah, so far not windy, which is nice. Always nice to get a little break from the wind. Just got a quick little break, headed to shore, walking around, and see what we can find. At another duty-free game. This time it's Buenos Aires airport. Let's see, there's just shiny, glossy, big consumerism energy. It does look like the inside of yo. It looks like the inside of a shopping mall, but really this should just be an airport. So my rant series on duty-free continues. Absolutely ridiculous. Look, buy some wine. Why do you need to buy wine when you're getting on a flight? Crazy.